Hello, I'm Jordyn LaBarge.
And I'm Garner. Welcome to Ktrm Studios on Thursday, October 21st.
Tonight, we will cover the Academic Affairs-sponsored campus think tank and Truman State Department's next production, Angel Street Gaslight.
We'll also have a live interview with Student Government President Shania Montufar.
These stories and more brought to you by Ktrm Studios. You don't want to miss this. Students are invited to provide their input on course offerings for the 2022 May interim and summer semesters. Academic Affairs has launched a survey that allows students to communicate which classes they would most like to see. The classes offered at these times allow the opportunity for students to stay on track within their majors, raise their GPAs, and retain their scholarships as they look forward to the fall semester. The Associate Provost, Kevin Minch, emphasizes the importance of student input on summer course offerings because recommendations are made based on student input. All students were emailed the survey, which should be completed by October 31st.
Interested in Mizzou wildlife? Reporter Izzy Wan visited the Missouri Department of Conservation to bring us more information about how they're working to protect the environment.
Conservation protects and manages the fish, forest, and wildlife resources of the state. It provides a wide array of recreational opportunities, a boost to Missouri's economy, and a healthier natural environment. The department owns almost 1,000 conservation areas and provides public fishing lakes, shooting ranges, nature trails, and much more. The conservation building itself is also built with care for the environment. For example, local wildflowers and grasses surround the building. Native plants lower the need for unnecessary landscaping activities such as watering and mowing. A large percentage of the building has been made from recyclable materials, such as recycled fibers and steel. Interested in working in conservation? The Conservation Department offers a wide variety of job opportunities in technology. Artists, map makers, and videographers also make up the Conservation Department staff. Internship programs and summer jobs are also available for college students. The Missouri Department of Conservation continues to promote the preservation of our natural environment, helping Missourians connect with their natural heritage and sustaining healthy plant and animal communities around the state. Their vision is of a future with healthy fish, forests, and wildlife, where nature is appreciated and conserved by all.
The University Art Gallery recently opened 2 new exhibitions, Devara by virtual talks on October 21st at 7 p.m. and November 9th at 4:30 p.m. respectively. For more information, visit gallery.arttruman.edu.
The Office of Academic Affairs hosted TruSolutions, a university-wide think tank aiming to involve the Truman community in creating solutions to campus climate issues. Here's reporter Daniel Harper with the story.
We have 3 different campus climate subtopics that we're going to be discussing. And those include health and wellness, diversity and inclusion, and advising. And so what we've decided to do is have 5 different tables for each of these topics.
This is about identifying what are some of the concerns, some confusion, some frustration that we might run into. The opportunity is to put that out in some context that the whole group understands.
Once they're finished with a certain topic, we're going to ask them to get up and move to the next table for the next topic. And so that will keep, that'll change up our groups a little bit, keep things interesting, keep people engaged. We've also, we've organized it to where we have 2 hours for the event. So We're going to give groups a good chance to talk about their personal experiences in these certain topics and then brainstorm collaboratively to create and develop true solutions. What we want people to know about this is that we're focused on creating and developing real solutions. We called this event True Solutions because we want to move forward with these beneficial initiatives. We understand that some of these topics are a little bit more sensitive and people may have had negative experiences. And we want them to talk about that, but we also don't want to spend our entire time focusing on the negative aspects. As college campuses all are, I think, students have negative experiences. So what we're really focused on is mitigating those and creating true solutions to help, improve these areas of campus in some way. And we want these to be very much community-based. So that's why we've invited, faculty, staff, administrators, and students to these tables. And in each group, we'd like to have a good mix of, different roles and perspectives so that we can more effectively develop these solutions.
Please join the Truman State University Theater Department for their upcoming production of the Broadway hit Angel Street Gaslight. Show dates are October 28th through 30th at 7:30 p.m. in the Black Box Theater. The show is directed by Senior Madeline Sarasio Meyer. For more information, visit boxoffice.truman.edu.
After the weather, we'll be interviewing Government President Shania Motufar.
And after break, we'll cover Truman's homecoming festivities.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hello, I have Shania Motufar with me from, Shania is the Syrian government president, is that correct?
Yeah, that's
How
right.
are you, Shania?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Good.
So you're the new Syrian government. You were elected earlier this semester.
In the spring.
In the spring?
Last spring.
So did you start the spring or the
I
fall?
started in the spring, but our work doesn't really get started until August. So it
Okay.
was mostly just administrative work until then.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So tell us a little bit about who you are. What year are you and what major are you?
Yeah, I'm a senior and I'm a sociology major. So I've been here at Truman for a decently long time.
Okay.
I've been involved in student government for pretty much the entire time I've been at Truman. So worked with TMN a little bit in doing the TEDx conference, and then I did the Women's Leadership Conference and served as the diversity committee chair for a few years.
Okay.
So been involved in that, but I do a lot of other things on campus too. So I'm in the McNair program, so I do research.
Okay.
Yeah, I do lots of other things
Wow,
on campus too.
very busy.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what student government does. What are student government responsibilities
Yeah.
and duties, and how much does that impact Truman students?
Yeah, so there are a lot of things that student government does. In a broad sense, they represent the student voice to administration. So that means a lot of different things. So we have 6 to 10 standing committees at a time. So that can be environmental affairs, student affairs, external affairs. So they all deal with really different things. But the point is that they get elected to represent students when talking to administrators. We also do things around funding. So we have committees like the Athletic Fee Accountability Committee, the Environmental Sustainability Fee Accountability Committee, which are all based on helping manage student funds. So those are things you pay as part of your tuition. So all of it has a really direct impact on the things that you do every day as a student, whether it's your coursework or counseling services or any of those things. We deal with all of those sorts of things.
Nice. So what is your personal goal as the president of student government, and what is student government's organization goal and mission this academy?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a hard question too, just because we have lots of chairs with kind of their own missions too. But I'll tell you a little bit of what my Vice President Ethan and I talked about in our campaign. So there are internal goals that we have for the organization and external things for all students. One big part of my goal in being president was trying to increase just general accessibility for the student government. It's really hard for a lot of students to get involved because we have really strong time commitments or don't have a lot of flexibility in our positions. So we're doing a lot of work internally to figure out how we can make ourselves more accessible and create more positions to allow more people to be involved. So that's a big kind of internal goal. Outside of that, we have worked on a lot of projects so far. So we worked on gender inclusive housing over the summer. So that was one of the first things that I wanted to do during my presidency, which we did. So that's happening in the next academic year. So that means any student who wants to room with another student, regardless of gender or sexual orientation, can room with the other. Another thing we're working on right now is the LGBTQ+ Resource Center, which has been talked about since the 2010s. So we're doing our best to advocate for that. As far as things that Ethan, my vice president, is really interested in, we are looking at things like fossil fuel divestments from our university endowment. We're looking at ad drop fees and extending those, and also the absence policies. So there's so many things that happen all at the same time, but that's kind of an overview.
We sent our reporter Daniel Harper last semester to cover one of the meetings, and during the student government meeting, the members were talking, or the board was talking about the LGBTQ office. And apparently, according to Daniel, it was quite a heated conversation. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with that, and are we going to see any change soon in the future?
So it's interesting because as far as our legislation, the student government has always been really supportive of the center. So going back to 2010, we passed like upwards of 5 resolutions in support of the center. It definitely depends who's on the body at the time to see if they have issues with that. But as stands, we have pretty good support for the center right now. There are always people who might feel otherwise, and they're welcome to come to meetings and talk about that too. But in a general sense, we've had pretty consistent support for the center as far as StuGov and also administration too.
Nice. So what would be the biggest challenge for student government, or what is the biggest challenge student government is facing this academic year, or in the past few years, especially during COVID?
So COVID is the answer. Because we have committees like health, wellness, and safety, which usually deal with a lot of miscellaneous things. And now all of our tasks are sort of centered around COVID and dealing with attendance policies around COVID, dealing with mandates for masks or vaccines, sort of thinking through all of those things. So that definitely doesn't put a wrench in our plans because those things are all very important, but it definitely changes the nature of the work that we do. So dealing with all of that is tough, in addition to doing all of the other long-term policy things we want to do. I'd say outside of that, student engagement has been a little bit tough. We have a lot of open positions, so I guess this is an ad to join student government if you're interested. But yeah, so it's been hard to fill those. Yeah.
Okay. So if students have questions or need help or want to get involved in student government, where should they go? How should they go?
All information should be on senate.truman.edu, and then you can email studentgovernment@truman.edu too. But our website is usually the best spot, so you can see sort of all of the members of student government, their emails and their roles, so you can try to find the right person for your questions.
Okay. Well, this was Anas Al-Hassani, and I have Shania Muntufar with me today. Thank you for coming, Shania.
Thank you.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you, but the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
The National Education Association will be putting on a trunk or treat for all community area children, their parents, and other community members. All student organizations are encouraged to decorate a car and bring candy to give out to the kids. The event will be held in the parking lot between Barnett Hall and Patterson Street on Saturday, October 30th from 3 to 5 p.m. It is free to sign up, and all are welcome.
Truman's SAB and Homecoming Committee are teaming up to host an Oktoberfest event on Friday, October 22nd. The event will begin at 4 p.m. on the quad and will include free root beer, souvenirs, pretzels, and live music performance by the Greeting Committee starting at 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit newsletter.truman.edu.
Up next, join reporters Elena Gorton and Michael Haley for the KTRM Studios Halloween special event.
I forgot to hit record. So they have opened their tools. Nice. I am Elena Gorton, and I will be judging and hosting this. And would you like to introduce yourself? Okay, I'm Lotus. I'm Nikki. Welcome to the KTRM Spooky Halloween Special, where my friends will attempt to squash their competition and create the more gorgeous pumpkin. This would be more effective. Gorgeous pumpkin. Oh my god. Oh my god. They've already heard these puns once, so they've kind of lost their effect. They're trying to scoop the competition. No. We're gonna cut the competition in half. Please don't cut each other. So, would you like to know what you will be carving? I'm scared, but yeah. You should be very excited, actually. Carving Jesus. Please let me just not let it be Jesus. Regular triangles. Please just let it be a normal field trip. I don't know. I just saw that. No way. You guys are carving Spike. You have 30 minutes to design Spike as a creative interpretation. We all know what a bulldog looks like. I will judge you based on your creativity and how much it looks. No more phone. And how much it looks like a bulldog. I will take away your phone. Lotus! Lotus, no! Lotus, no! Oh, that's cute boy. No! I'm the good child here. I dare you to eat that. Okay. Good? So delicious. Yeah, why not? Sarah, can you flip that little white switch? Ooh. Okay, that's pretty good. It's not coming up as well on camera, but I promise it looks really good. It should be Spike, shouldn't it? Spike it. All right. Next slide, please. You could name it the past tense Spike. Okay, cute. Spiked. I am more than happy to announce your results. Right, then your point totals. Lotus, you had 67. Yay! Is this like golf? Do you want points or no? You want points. Oh, okay. And with the 4-point deduction, Nikki is 68. Yes! By numbers, yes. Lotus, I like yours better. I would like to keep mine in the room. Mine is actually done. Can we keep yours in the room as a family pumpkin? Yes. Yay! It's gonna rot. Oh. So that wraps up our spooky Halloween special. I think it was a smashing success. And from all of us and KTRM, Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween!
Happy homecoming, everyone. Let's hear from reporter Natalie Morrison about some of the festivities happening this week.
Today I talked to Katie Nolan and Maggie Hart about their roles on the homecoming committee and why Truman should get excited about homecoming. So Katie, what inspired you to join the homecoming committee this year?
I really wanted to get involved in Truman's campus in something else other than my sorority because I am a Delta Zeta on campus, and I thought becoming part of the homecoming committee would be something that would help me become more involved in other aspects of Truman.
What would you say is your favorite event that goes on during homecoming week?
My favorite event is probably the lip sync event. I get to watch all the groups participate, and it's really fun to see everybody work together and come up as a team to create different events and like different dances, and all the scripts are so fun to go through and listen to. We had such a fun time as a committee going through all the scripts and listening to them, and they're super funny.
So Maggie, as philanthropy coordinator on homecoming committee, what are some of your responsibilities?
So I'm in charge of choosing the philanthropy. So I reached out to a bunch of different nonprofit organizations in Kirksville and chose a philanthropy that seemed to best fit the needs of homecoming committee.
For anyone who's thinking about joining homecoming committee in the future, what advice or would you give them, or what would you say?
I would say that it's really fun and they should definitely do it. But also keep in mind that it is a time commitment. Yeah, to get excited for homecoming. It's going to be really fun. Make sure you get involved. Homecoming is really what you make it. So if you don't really put in a lot, then you're not going to get out a lot. So get excited, get involved, and have fun.
So I work in the Union and Involvement Services office as the outreach team lead. And so for homecoming, they use us a lot to get the word out on social media specifically. But we also work with them to create the design for the theme and the apparel and everything for homecoming, like giveaways and stuff. We collaborate with homecoming committee to make all the designs happen. That's been pretty good. We actually started earlier than what I'm used to since I've worked at the UNI. And so it was good to have that extra time over the summer to kind of play around with ideas and really narrow down what direction we wanted to go before the school year actually started up.
So I am the homecoming coordinator for the Union Involvement Services office. So I have been working since last October as a paid employee of the university planning homecoming.
So what are you most excited for this homecoming?
Oh gosh, I am so excited just to see it all come together because it's hard to plan for something that's so far away. So in the beginning, I was like, what is this going to look like? Is this going to look like what I'm envisioning? But seeing everything come together, little pieces from each person has brought so much to the table. I would encourage students to go to homecoming.truman.edu. You can buy apparel, you can register for the parade, you can sign up to go tailgating on that Saturday of homecoming. The event schedule is going to be coming soon, so please follow us on social media, Truman State Homecoming. Make sure that you're participating in our events, picking up giveaways, buying apparel, celebrating the different students that are going to be on homecoming court, and really just showing up to the week and bringing your Bulldog spirit.
This is Natalie with Ktrm Studios.
Thanks for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM and pick up a copy of the index.
Don't forget to also check out our news content at tmn.truman.edu.
You can also follow KTRM Studios on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to KTRM Studios on YouTube for full broadcast news coverage.
If you've ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head over to tmn.truman.edu/apply and fill out an application today.
From all of us here at KTRM Studios, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.